All right, guys, armchair engineer here. We got our next project on the go. It's an LG direct drive washing machine, and it's not properly draining. What it's doing is it's throwing the code OE, and I looked that code up, and that code is a drainage issue, so no surprise there. I got the water out of it right now, but what's happening is it's not fully draining, and you're getting a lot of water that's pooling down here on the wash plate, and it's making a strange noise from the back. So I looked it up, and typically if it's not a blockage, it's a drain pump issue. The drain pump is exactly what it is. It's just a pump, a centrifugal pump that takes the water when it's done and sends it out this hose into your drain. So unfortunately, I'm shooting this movie kind of at a sequence, so I won't be able to show you the taking out the drain pump and then reinstalling it. But that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is I want to remove the drain pump, as I've already checked for blockages and there are no blockages, and I want to show you how to test the drain pump. I want to do this because I'm a big proponent of not just parts changing and guessing. It's kind of the way back in high school I was taught. It was how to be able to tell exactly what the problem is and not just guess. It saves on money. So I'm going to remove the drain pump and show you how to test it to make 100% sure that it is the pump. The pump is about $200. So anyways, stay tuned. All right, here is the old drain pump from the LG washer. The code we were getting was OE, and that is a drainage issue, which is exactly what was happening because it was holding water. When it was supposed to be doing the drain cycle, there'd be water in the bottom. It was draining a little bit, but not fully at all, and then it would trip the trouble code. So anyways, as I said, here is the old drain pump that we removed. Now, if you look at it, you can see that, I don't know how well you can see it there, but the impeller or turbine does spin, and it doesn't feel that bad. So I'm going to do a voltage check to the back motor here to see if the motor is cooked. So let's have a look. Okay, we're going to do a little math here, have a little fun. So I've got my probes hooked up to my multimeter here, but before we do that, we're going to look at the data plate. So on the data plate, we can see this is a 120 volt. It puts out 85 watts of power, and it runs at 1.4 amps. So we don't know the resistance of this pump or of the motor. So we're going to use some math. Never thought I'd need math, and here it is. We're going to use Ohm's law. So as I mentioned before, we know the voltage is 120, which in this case is E. We don't know the resistance, which is R, and we know the amperage, which is 1.4. So we take our Ohm's law and we plug it in with the given values that we know. So we do 1.4 divided by 120, and we get 0.0116. Now, to simplify that, we're going to take that and times it by 1,000, and the resistance of this motor slash pump assembly is 11.6 ohms. So now we're going to verify that with our multimeter. I've got the probes hooked up, and let's have a look. First thing we're going to do is we're going to check continuity. Now, just because you get continuity doesn't mean it's perfect. So now let's do a resistance check. And there you go. We get 10.9 ohms of resistance, which yes, is down a little bit from our 11.6 ohms, but it's still generally acceptable. I wouldn't say that this unit is perfect, and we know it's not perfect because we were having issues with it. So I'm going to try more of a practical test next to prove. All right, so if math wasn't your thing, and I don't blame you if it isn't because it's not mine either, here's more practical test. I've got here some live wires that'll feed 120, and we are going to attach it to this the terminals on the rear pump assembly, and we're just going to see if it spins, what it sounds like, and how fast it spins. Basically, we're going to check the health of the motor pump assembly. Let's go. So if you can hear that, it sounds terrible. I would say that the bearings, it sounds very crunchy. I would say that the bearings are completely gone in this. And it's very weak. It's not very strong. I know that the washing machine that it came out of, it was pumping water, but it wasn't pumping it fast enough, and it wasn't pumping the correct volume. So this is done. I just wanted to show you that even with a voltmeter, you check, you know, you can get a baseline for, okay, well, you know, it's not completely dead, but that doesn't mean everything. And this pump assembly is getting weaker and weaker. I mean, it's just gonna, if you kept it in use, it would just keep getting worse and worse. So anyways, I just thought I'd share that with you. I kind of enjoy fixing motors and even appliances. So this was a pretty easy fix. I got that new pump, and I'm going to show you, we're going to test that pump and compare the health of the new pump to this old pump. And we're going to fit it in the machine. Thanks for watching. So we've got our new LG drain pump, brand new. Spins nice and free. You can just feel the magnets ever so sticking, but that's normal. So we're going to do a test to show you what a fresh one looks like. Once again, this is a drain pump for an LG washing machine. So we got our two terminals on the back here. We're going to do a continuity test first. So I set my multimeter to continuity. I always check it first. Okay, it's working. Continuity. Okay, that's good. We have continuity, but that's not everything. Let's get an ohm reading and resistance test. Very nice. 11 ohms of resistance. Now that is what a brand new LG drain pump looks like.